Hello there. So, how to use Nmap and basic commands and tutorial guide. Nmap is a network mapper that has emerged as one of the most popular free network discovery tools on the market. Nmap is now one of the core tools used by network administrators to map their networks. The program can be used to find live hosts on a network, perform port scanning, ping sweeps, OS detection, and version detection. A number of recent cyber attacks have refocused attention on the type of network auditing that Nmap provides. Analysts have pointed out that the recent Capital One hack, for instance, could have been detected sooner if system administrators had been monitoring connected devices. In the guide, we'll look at what Nmap is, what it can do. Let's open Nmap first. In VirtualBox, Kali Linux, I already installed Nmap in my Linux. You guys can watch this, look at this. Here is target specification, host discovery, scan techniques, port specification and scan order. What services Nmap give is here, and how to complete Nmap command and how to use it. At its core, Nmap is a network scanning tool that uses IP packets to identify all the devices connected to a network and provide information on the service and operating systems they are running. And at a particular level, Nmap is used to provide detailed real-time information on your networks and on the devices connected to them. The primary uses of Nmap can be broken into three core processes. First, the program gives you detailed information on every IP active on your networks, and each IP can then be scanned. This allows administrators to check whether an IP is being used by a legitimate service or by an external attacker. So what is Nmap? And Nmap is used to scan enterprise scale network, small business networks, connected devices, load devices, and traffic. I discussed it already. At its core, Nmap is a network scanning tool that uses IP packets to identify all the devices connected to a network and to provide information on the services and operating systems they are running. The program is most commonly used a command line interface, though graphical user interface front ends are also available and is available for many different operating systems such as Linux, FreeBSD, and Gentoo. Its popularity has also been bolstered by an active and enthusiastic user support community. Nmap was developed for enterprise scale networks and can scan through thousands of connected devices. However, in recent years, Nmap is being increasingly used by smaller companies. The rise of the IoT in particular now means that the networks used by these companies have become more complex and therefore harder to secure. This means that Nmap is now used in many website monitoring tools to audit the traffic between web services and IoT devices. Recent emergence of IoT botnets like Mirai has also stimulated interest in Nmap, not least because of its ability to interrogate devices connected via the UPnP protocol and to highlight any devices that may be malicious. So what does Nmap do? Nmap core process. Nmap provides informations on every active IP so you can determine if an IP is being used by a legitimate service or an external attacker. Your network as a whole, including live hosts, open ports, and the OS of every connected devices, and vulnerabilities. Scan your own server to simulate the process that a hacker would use to attack your site. Let's watch this. Now I can target a domain name or multiple domain name. First, nmap version. Look at this command: nmap double hyphen double minus whatever you say, then version, and you got the version in a version 7.80. And now I try to attack a domain. google.com is my domain. Here you guys see port, state, service. If I want, I can give facebook.com to multiple domain. Here is multiple result. Now need nmap help. Nmap minus minus help. All the information you find here: target specification, host discovery, scan techniques, port specification and scan order. Inside target specification you find IP addresses, networks, or many other things. Example: given the default IP. One more thing, Nmap has also become a valuable tool for users looking to protect personal and business websites. Using Nmap to scan your own web server, particularly if you are hosting your website from home, is essentially simulating the process that a hacker would use to attack your site. Attacking your own site in this way is a powerful way of identifying security vulnerabilities. Nmap is straightforward to use and most of the tools it provides are familiar to system admins from other programs. The advantage of Nmap is that it brings a wide range of these tools into one program rather than forcing you to skip between separate and discrete network monitoring tools. You guys can run a ping scan. One of the most basic functions of Nmap is to identify active hosts on your network. Nmap does this by using a ping scan. This identifies all of the IP addresses that are currently online without sending any packets to these hosts. To run a ping scan, run this following command. So 4 hosts together, multiple host target. This is another command, nmap cat IP minus li. This command then returns a list of hosts on your network and the total number of assigned IP addresses. If you spot any hosts or IP addresses on this list that you cannot account for, you can then run further commands to investigate them further. And how you can run a host scan? Now I show you. A more powerful way to scan your networks is to use Nmap to perform a host scan. Unlike a ping scan, a host scan actively sends ARP request packets to all the hosts connected to your network. Each host then responds to this packet with another ARP packet connecting its status and addresses, MAC addresses. To run host scan, use nmap minus sp less than target IP range, and this returns information on every host, their latency, their MAC address, and also any description associated with this address. This can be a powerful way of spotting suspicious hosts connected to network. And this is a scan for my targeted IP. Scan result, targeted IP, is port, service, state. 10 IP addresses, 1 host scanned. The returns a list of names associated with the scanned IP. This description provides information on what the IP is actually for. Using Nmap in Kali Linux can be done in an identical way to running the program on any other flavor of Linux. That there are advantages to using Kali when running Nmap scans. Most modern distros of Kali now come with a fully featured Nmap suite, which includes an advanced GUI and results viewer, Nmap, a flexible data transfer, reduction, and debugging tool. Nmap ping scanning command, nmap -sp192.100.1.124 and host scanning. Host scanning returns more detailed information on a particular host or a range of IP addresses as mentioned. You can perform a host scan using the command nmap -sp then target IP. You guys can run a operating system scanning by nmap -o then target IP. As mentioned, a ping scan returns information on every active IP on your network. You can execute a ping scan easily. And the major differences between these types of scans are whether they cover TCP or UDP ports, and whether they execute a TCP connection. The most basic of these scans is the SSTCP SYN scan, and this gives most users all the information they need. It scans thousands of ports per second, and because it doesn't complete a TCP connection, it does not arouse suspicion. The main alternative to this type of scan is the TCP connect scan, but can return more reliable information. Now another scan and the target my port 80, port 443. You guys can check any target just like me. I randomly click here. If you are running Nmap on a home server, this command is very useful. It automatically scans a number of the most popular ports for host. You can run this command using nmap top ports 20 192.168.1.106. Replace the 20 with the number of ports to scan, and Nmap quickly scans that many ports. It returns a conscious output that details the status of the most common ports, and this lets you quickly see whether you have any unnecessarily open ports. And if you want to output a file, the results of your Nmap scans to a file, you can add an extension to your commands. To do that, simply add -1 output.txt. One very important aspect of Nmap to remember is that these scans should be ran with raw root or administrator access depending on the type of system you are using. This is required because the scans send raw packets which require privileged system access. Of the scan types listed below table, only the concept and FTP bonus scans can be run without privileged access. Now I gave 30 commands about Nmap and randomly show you by typing in Kali Linux. So first, target selection, scan a single IP, Nmap 192.168.20.128, and scan a host, Nmap, then target host www.example.com, then scan a range of IPs like Range of IPs Nmap 192.168.20.120 minus 128, just like this, and scan a subnet Nmap then 192.168.20.224, and you can scan targets from text file by giving command nmap -ilips.txt. Here scan techniques TCP SYN, IP address 192.168.1.203, and TCP port is 80, and is protocol length and information and destination and time and search. Sorry guys for delay. In this practical Nmap tutorial, we will learn how to use some of the basic Nmap commands to scan in a network. If you are new to Nmap, this is the perfect place to start. I show you once Nmap single target scan. You can scan a target with Nmap without specifying any command line option. The target you want to scan can be either an IP address or a host name. If you choose a host name, Nmap would automatically try to resolve a name to its IP addresses, like Nmap, then target IP or host name. The nmap command output shows like port status and state and service. IP range scan with nmap of IPs in the same subnet where the IP range is separated by dash as I show you in video. If you intended to scan multiple network subnets, you can use wildcard character star representing all valid ranges of IPs within a subnet 0 to 255 to perform the scan in one go. For example, if we want to scan all the hosts in class C 192.168.1.203, we would use the command Here how I can gathering information by giving command in Nmap and gathering website information. Just carefully watch the video and try your own way. I deleted some personal information because of security issue. Here is another app made exploit. Now Windows CMD, VirtualBox and Windows CMD. Just restore default settings in this machine. Installing parallel DNS. If you plan to scan a large number of IPs or host names, instead of listing each IP hostname on the Nmap command line, you can create a text file containing all the targets you want to scan and use the file as input for Nmap. Turn up Windows Farewell. Nmap aggressive scan picks several of the most frequently used Nmap options and provides a quick substitute to typing a long string of command line arguments. So completed NSE and it report, it gives real-time information of a network, detailed information of all the IPs activated on your network, number of ports open in a network, provide the list of live hosts, port, OS and host scanning. And this V option to scan using -V option, it is used to get more detailed information about the remote machines. To scan multiple hosts, and to scan whole subnet, we can scan a whole subnet or IP range with Nmap by providing star sign with it. It will scan a whole subnet and give the information about those hosts which are up in the network. To scan a detect firewall settings, sudo nmap -s capital A 103.76.228.244. Here how can I remotely get access in my VirtualBox Windows machine. PC name Rahul PC, target name Rahul PC is my PC name. So at a practical level, Nmap is used to provide detailed real-time information on your networks and on the devices connected to them. The primary uses of Nmap can be broken into three core processes. First, the program gives you detailed information on every IP active on your networks, and each IP can then be scanned. This allows administrators to check whether an IP is being used by a legitimate service or by an external attacker. Secondly, Nmap provides information on your network as a whole. It can be used to provide a list of live hosts and open ports, as well as identifying the OS of every connected device. This makes it a valuable tool in ongoing system monitoring, as well as a critical part of pen testing. Nmap can be used alongside the Metasploit framework, as I show you guys in video. For instance, to probe and then repair network vulnerabilities. Thirdly, Nmap has also become a valuable tool for users looking to protect personal and business websites. Using Nmap to scan your own web server, particularly if you are hosting your website from home, is essentially simulating the process that a hacker would use to attack your site. Attacking your own site in this way is a powerful way of identifying security vulnerabilities. So how to run a ping scan? One of the most basic functions of Nmap is to identify active hosts on your network. Nmap does this by using a ping scan. This identifies all of the IP addresses that are currently online without sending any packets to these hosts. To run a ping scan, Nmap SP192.100.1.1 by 24. How to run a host scan? I discussed it already. A more powerful way to scan your networks is to use Nmap to perform a host scan. Unlike a ping scan, a host scan actively sends ARP request packets to all the hosts connected to a network. Its status and MAC address. To run a host scan, use this command nmap-sp then target IP range. This returns information on every host, their latency, their MAC address, and also any description associated with this address. This can be a powerful way of spotting suspicious hosts connected to network. And if you see anything unusual in this list, you can then run a DNS query on a specific host by using nmap-sl then targeted IP address. This returns a list of names associated with the scanned IP. This description provides information on what the IP is actually for. So this is for today, guys. Just watch the video carefully and try it by your own. Hope you guys liked it, and thanks for watching.